Hello and welcome to the Zen Garden, opening the mind to the universe of financial services contemplation. Why might we be seeking a moment of inner peace at the moment? Well, while we're enjoying the sunshine right now, the autumn budget is coming up and Rachel Reeves, like it or not, is going to have to raise taxes because of the state of the public finances, which can be broadly summed up as so she's going to have to raise taxes, possibly breach some manifesto pledges. And this obviously might disturb our sense of equilibrium and prompt us to take some preemptive action. And I want to give some thought to three things that one might think about in the lead up to the budget and then potentially afterwards, depending upon what the consequences are. So the first one is, what I wouldn't do is I wouldn't rush out with some preemptive action. Rush out and cash all your investments in and use all your tax allowances immediately on the basis of what the Chancellor might do. And the reason for that is whatever she does is going to require royal assent. So even if she does something fairly quickly, we're going to probably have a month or two in hand to decide at leisure what we're going to do. The second thing is one might consider more aggressive tax mitigation strategies. And specifically here, what we're thinking about are things like venture capital trusts, and the word venture should be setting alarm bells ringing immediately, where you're investing in assets that qualify for certain tax reliefs. Now, while those are perfectly laudable strategies, what we also have to bear in mind is the word asset. We're buying into different assets. And as you all know at this point, remember your trading, 91% of returns is attributable to asset allocation on the mix of assets you buy. So one of the things you could be tempted to do by going down the tax mitigation route is allowing the tax tail to wag the investment dog, which is entirely the wrong way round. So we just need to be mindful with those kind of strategies not to unbalance the most important part of our investments, which is the asset allocation, which is driving our returns. That leads me on to the third point, which I think is after having contemplated the matter for a while, this is probably the most logical conclusion, is that if the tax burden on your investments is going up, one of the logical responses to that is to actually increase the aggressiveness of your asset allocation, chasing a high yield. Because if you're chasing a high yield, yes, when you draw more money out, you're going to pay more tax, but you're going to have more money to keep up with your spending and to cover the tax relatively easily. So a viable strategy potentially in the longer term, particularly for longer term investments, and I'm thinking particularly about things like pensions that were hurt quite badly in the last budget, we might think about taking a more aggressive approach on the basis that a more aggressive asset allocation could drive higher yield, which could cover our spending and the additional tax burden. Anyway, so three key points there from the Zen Garden, and there'll be more as these revelations occur to me. And on that note, we'll see you next time.